welcome back. Okay, so quick one. I was already thinking of something, and it just occurred to me that I should do this video, an updated video. It's exactly 1 year that we came to Canada, and somebody was asking me for my experience and like, okay, it's 1 year in Canada. What do you like? What has changed for you? What do you not like? And pretty much, I'm just like going with the flow, or let's say we are going with the flow. I am getting settled now. There are times that I thought of going back home to Nigeria, and because it was tough for me in different ways, like I'd always tell people, what was tough for me might not be what is tough for some other people. In many ways, I didn't want to come here and start saying, oh, this, that. I'm not going to. I try not to. It does not mean that, oh, me showing up every day means that everything is fine. There are times that I do a video and I go back to cry, but I'm not the kind of person that I'll come to say, oh, this, that. I cry and we talk about it, and well, life goes on. The person that I get to talk about it mostly is God. Like, okay, God, give me a job. God, I need a car. God, I need this one. And he answers. And that's my truth. That's truth. That's my miracle and everything, my testimony and everything. God has been faithful in this past 1 year, I must really say. And what I was actually scared of, I'm still a bit scared, but well, it's getting better, to be honest. I'm just like living it 1 day at a time. I try not to like think too much. I think about December, but I'm like, Tommy, take it easy. We are still in April, so just take it easy. Just go with the flow. So things I like about Canada, I've mentioned it many times on this channel. I like Canada because of this flexibility of immigration. It still stands. I am 1 year in Canada. I'm counting down to like citizenship in another 2 years by God's grace. Like it's as like I've been in Canada for 1 year, 1 whole year. I've never even thought of traveling anywhere. So of course, the longer you stay, the closer you'll be to getting your citizenship. By God's grace, it's like a 3-year thing. We've successfully done 1 year like without traveling anywhere, so I can say that, okay, by God's grace, in 2 years citizenship will be on the books. So I like that fact about Canada. I like the fact that it seems like family friendly. I'll be talking about what I like and what I do not like. I won't say everything like what I like together and what I do not like together. As I remember, it still stands. What I do not like about Canada is the weather. Though people told me that the weather this year was not as bad as what it used to usually be, but in Ontario, I think I can say that the weather was not bad. It was not as bad as what I actually thought it was going to be. It was cold. There were days that it was cold. There was even a day I was feeling my car tank and my fingers literally like froze. I had to run back into the car and start warming up my fingers. Like I couldn't feel them anymore at some point. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm having frostbite, and I started panicking, like, because I've heard about how bad it can be for some people, that they even start like the hand starts to like degenerate, and I was like, oh my goodness, God forbid. I ran back inside the car, and thank God, like the car was on, the thing was on. I just like put my hands inside my jacket, and I couldn't drive for a long time. For like 5 minutes, I had to allow my hands to like get warmed up. So the weather aspect as well, but I believe that as time goes on, we're going to get used to it. I still do not like the fact that people, and maybe this might be a personal thing, a lot of people, and maybe because I am on social media, I get to like see things from different points of view. Some people do not get to express themselves, and it's actually bad. I don't like the fact when some people talk and some people say, oh, come back home now. Let them express themselves, for God's sake. Let them talk. If some people do not talk, before somebody would go and die of depression, and then at the end of the day, I don't even know how to say it. But Canada, for some people, is, for me, maybe I knew what I was getting into. My parents, like I've always said, they've lived abroad. And my mom will say, that complaint you're complaining in Canada, in the UK it's times 2. She just say, well, I don't know. So she always tells me, my mom parents stay in the UK. My dad is late now, so my mom is still the one in the UK. She lives in London. London, not even outside. London, Gongo. That's where my mother stays. All those people that migrated that time, many of them, is London they go to. Just the way that if you're migrating to Canada, is Ontario, Toronto that you will stay. So it is something similar for my parents as well, and like our sisters. My mom has sisters, brothers over there, cousins that she grew up with, that they grew up together. So as I was saying, anytime I try to complain and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of that, my mom will always say to me, don't be. I've brought my mom on this channel before. I'm sure some people have seen her before and they can bear me witness. My mom will never allow me. Before I say I'm tired, she won't allow me now. She'll be like, life is hard. Choose your hard. Like, that's just it. Life is hard everywhere. It just depends on what you set as your values. It depends on what you define as your hard. So she won't, in fact, the way she encourages me, any of my friends that she meets anytime, my mom would guide them, counsel them, tell them that it will pass. That she started it was like that for her too, and now she can't even remember many of those things. So it's our experience that keeps me going, and of course with God's grace and everything. So like I was saying, Canada, so some people, let me not even say for myself, people are coming into the country right now for months, no job. And I would always say this, I know Canada wanted people, Canada wanted immigrants, but I don't think they were prepared for those immigrants. I don't think so. We like Canada, so people are actually like frustrated, they are burnt, they are like, what's going on? I put all my life savings to come here. That's why some people cannot go back. It's not as easy as people are saying it is. How can you spend 50 million naira, 80 million naira, and there people are saying come and go back? Go back to where? You're not going back anywhere. You're staying here. So the way Canada like presents itself to people is not what people are quite getting, and people are frustrated, they are depressed, they are sad, they are burned, they don't know where to start from. It's just like a whole lot for them. The jobs are not like so much there. It's not like forthcoming. People apply, people tell me that they apply to like 1,000 places, and I'll be like, oh my goodness. I am not like currently like in like the corporate industry. I just thought to myself that job I want to apply to, I would rather like create a job out of it. Was it easy for me? No, but I had government help. I don't hide it. I had to go back to school and we got funding, and that really helped my family. I don't hide it. Anything that goes on, I don't hide it. I share everything. So people will like come and tell me that, oh, this one, that one. I don't hide anything. I share everything on this channel. I had government help. We came into the country, no job and everything, and I was like, okay, let me create that job. Was it easy? No. But let me just say it was the funding that really helped us. The course I really wanted to, like, I have to be strong in this field I'm going to. I might need Canadian certification. And I decided to do that certification, or like, I decided to do that. And that's one thing that helped me. I went back to school for it. It was not stressful for me. It was online, 100% online, like virtual. I don't get to like go anywhere. So, and that really helped us. It helped my family. And that's what I've been doing. I've been able to like get licensed, even like start a business. So I actually officially have a business in Canada now, registered and everything. So, but it's not quite easy out there because people are looking for jobs and everything. So like I was saying, Canada wants people, but I don't think Canada is ready for those people because there's a huge overhaul in the system. Like 10 people are vying for the job position of like 2. People are applying for jobs endlessly, they're not getting called. They go for interviews, somebody's applying to like 1,000 jobs, and you're like, what is going on? I get like people asking me my DM every day, oh, Tommy, do you have job links? And I'm like, oh my goodness, I wish I could give. I wish, because it's not easy over here, because you have to pay your bills. They are not even saying they don't want to work. They are not lazy. People are not lazy, but why are the jobs not available? I don't like that aspect about Canada, but I know maybe that's why they're trying to like. So on the other hand, that's why it seems like, okay, they're reducing the number of permits they give, number of visas they are giving, and everything like that. I really just hope that they get it right, because even in the healthcare system as well, it's actually the same story. There are no doctors. People go to the hospital, they wait for hours before they can see a doctor. Emergency is not emergency. Like, you can go to the hospital and you might not see the doctor for hours. It has happened to me a few times, but my own case, it was not even so bad, because like in a matter of like 2 hours we saw like a doctor, especially when my kids really needed to see the doctor. So, but I know people that would tell me that they waited for like 8 hours. In fact, that thing that carried them to emergency, they will eventually leave because it gets resolved on its own. And I'll be like, in Nigeria, I don't know, just walk to a hospital and say you want to see a doctor. But some people will be like, that one self has K-leg. So it all depends. So those are the few aspects. I know for me, healthcare, I was really like, okay, I really wanted somewhere that, okay, if I come, I can easily access healthcare. Like, okay, God forbid you need to see a doctor, you can get a doctor easily, because that thing is so scary. Like, you need to see a doctor and you're not getting to see the doctor immediately. Like, it's so scary. Not even for me, because but once you have children, you want to be able to say, okay, I saw a doctor, right? Like, you wait. My son is actually still waiting. My second son is supposed to have like a procedure. Since last year, he's been on the wait list for that procedure. We don't know when it's going to be done. And you're like, thank God it's not life-threatening, but he needs to have it done. I know in Nigeria, if I say I want to do this thing in what is 1 week? If I'm ready tomorrow, I would have done it. Of course, there's those fears there is and everything, but people get it done. People do get it done, and nothing happens to them, and they are fine. People will say, oh, you don't have any right to complain, you came to another man's land, but at the end of the day, there's freedom of expression. There's freedom to say, I like this, I do not like this. It's the same way we say in Nigeria. There are things I like about Nigeria, and there are things I do not like about Nigeria. That's it. I think there should be freedom of expression. We've said it time and again. If you're coming somewhere else, you're able to say it's like, okay, I like this fact and I don't like this fact. So that for me, I think lack of jobs is one thing I don't like in Canada right now. Like I would always say, Canada wanted people, but we apparently were not prepared for those people. I think the kind of provision they had or they have is like, let's say for like 20 million people. Now they are grappling with the fact that there are over 40 million people in their land. What happens? There are no houses. Yes, there are no houses too. There are houses, but there are no houses. So you want to get a house, you will do like this. Like I've shared this many times. Like how we got our house is a big miracle, a very big miracle, like a big miracle. We wake. At some point, I was frustrated. I was like, is it this bad? Like, is it this bad? They will ask you for your left hand, for your tummy, for this one, for that one, plus what you have. What did you not have? Your grandfather's name. I was like, what? So all those things are there, and I just mentioned it in a previous video. The landlords are just trying to protect themselves. They don't want a tenant that will give them trouble. They don't want a tenant that cannot pay, because if you can't pay your bills, if you can't pay your rent, they have no right to like throw you out on the street. They'll just be praying for the day that you start paying your rents. If you say you're bankrupt, you don't have money, they don't have any right to throw you out. They can't just throw you out anyhow. So they just try to do their due diligence as much as possible from the beginning before they even give you the house. So that's why it seems like it's difficult getting a house. Fortunately, my landlord, I don't think I've ever mentioned it before. My landlord and my landlady, they are Nigerians. They are even like Igbos. Oh goodness, God bless them for me. They are Igbos, yes, they are Igbos. My landlord and landlady, because I have to respect. In fact, I used to just, is in Nigeria, you say, oh, landlord. Landlady, yes, she has a right. The woman has a right. In fact, it's even the woman I converse with. I don't even like, or we don't even like converse with the husband. And we know he's he's there and all that, but it's the landlady we have dealings with. In fact, that's how I saved their name. Blah, 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 landlady. And God bless them for giving us their house, because after everybody has said no, they said yes. Maybe because this person is Niger, hopefully they can pay our rent, so they gave us their house. So guys, it's not funny, but it is funny at the same time. God, seriously, it's not funny. Canada can be very frustrating, because I know this is what some people go through. So the jobs are not so there like that, but I would always say it's actually like a general thing. The whole world is going through whatever right now, and Canada too is going through its own thing. Unfortunately, maybe if they sat down JJ and they did not invite immigrants, they won't be going through what they are going through. But they actually need the immigrants. They actually do need them. So that's why maybe the system seems like too much. People are coming to Canada and they are disappointed. Like, this is not what Canada promised me. This is not what Canada is. I will tell you what is also still good in Canada. Like, I see a land of opportunities in Canada. Like, my friends keep telling me, I try not to look at the gloomy side and I try to look at the bright side. In this same Canada, I've been invited to places and I'll be like, oh my God, wow. I share it. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram. There was a house I went to. My friend was buying the house. Someone I know, someone I met in Canada was buying the house, and she was like to me, I see that you like houses. Can you follow me? I followed the house. Like, is this Ontario? The house was like goodness, guys. So that's another thing. I see people making it in Canada too. I see people thriving. I see people doing well in businesses. Yes, guys, yes, I see people doing well. So I'm seeing this, I am also seeing this. So that's the thing for me. I always tell myself, choose what you want. And I'm on the side of positivity. I'm on the side of I will do well, I will thrive. I'm still very much, my reasons for coming to Canada are still very, very valid. I don't regret coming to Canada, even though sometimes like it gets overwhelming, I won't lie, and all that. But our reasons for coming to Canada are still very, very, very valid. I don't have any cause to go back to Nigeria now, and I'm not going back. So yes, it's still very valid. But my mom would always say, you don't expect everything all at once. Like just leave little by little. When you started to, it was like that. Was it when you graduated from school, was it immediately you got a job? Didn't you look for a job in Nigeria? That's what she would tell me. Didn't you look for a job in Nigeria? I know what it took me to look for a job in Nigeria when I graduated. I graduated like in 2007. I finished my youth service 2008, and I remember how much I looked for a job then. In fact, I had a job on a platter of gold, and I said I didn't want it. I got a job in Access Bank, and I said I didn't want it. And after that time, it was as if everything just came crashing. I looked for jobs I did not get until after some months. I even did contracts. I started with contract job, and after then, God smiled on me. So it's the same thing. It's just little by little, baby steps. So for me, I try to get, that's what I share on my channel. I look out for where I can get things cheaper, just to make my life better and easier, where I can, okay, there are benefits for PR, I will maximize it, I will take it. Some people like, I know I don't want, I will take it, and I am using it. I came into Canada, I did not have a job, and well, whatever is available, I will take it. My taxes are used for the same thing. So it's not a bad thing to make use of all those things. It's not, guys. And it has helped me, it has helped my family a great deal. I don't hide it. We had help, not entirely on our own. We had help, and I'll continue to say it. We had help. That's not something that I would hide. We had help. Canada helped us, we helped ourselves. If you want to find out more, you can always send me a DM. I'm always very open to sharing my experience and everything. It's not their personal details, so that's why I can't go at length to discuss some things, because they're very, very personal things that I shouldn't be leaving online. So guys, I just thought to share with you about my 1 year experience in Canada. Yes, Canada, right now, I am thankful, so grateful. Our business is registered now in Canada. Me and my husband, we are both media people. We do the same thing. You guys don't see my husband, but I am the face of the brand, basically. What is the one that gives... My husband has been in media for the longest time, even whilst we were in school. So all what I do now is us putting everything together. One person is the voice, the other person is the master planner. So we both started our business here. We just looked at it that, okay, you're not getting jobs in this field, why don't we start? And that's what we are doing, and we're just praying, baby steps, little by little, one step after the other. I don't even look at like next year or anything. I'm just looking at next week, next month, and I'm just telling God to take the wheel. So this has been us, or this is us in 1 year. We are still grateful. We are so grateful for everything. And yes, I started the course. I'm almost done with the course. Because before you know what is going on, 1 year has passed. In fact, then when I wanted to start, I was like, oh my God, I don't want to start. I don't want to do this. See now, it's almost done. 1 year has passed. Okay, so guys, thank you so much. If you need any help, unfortunately, I would always say this. I try not to. It's not as if I'm trying to form a bias or something, but this is just what I have, or the information I have, being a permanent resident in Ontario. If you're watching this video and you're coming down to Ontario, you're a permanent resident, you don't know where to start from, you are confused on what to do and everything, I'll try to give you as much information as possible. I don't know everything. I am the hub, I'm the connector. You need driver's license in 1 month, I can get it for you. I know somebody that can get it for you, but bring your driver's extract, or try to get your extract. You need this one, I will get it for you. You need that one, I'll get it for you. I don't seem to be I'm not the one that knows that, has everything, but I happen to know people that can help. If you need like funds to settle down, if you like what we did, and that was what we did But like I said, I'm trying not to be biased. Unfortunately, this is like for permanent residents. Most of those things are like geared towards permanent residents. So if you're a permanent resident coming into the country, especially to Ontario, and if you're just in Ontario, don't worry, just send me a DM. I got you. I will help you. I would to help you, because this is what helped me. This is what helped my family. People look at me and like, oh, Tommy, it seems like you've been here for like 5 years. I'm like, 5 what? 1 year. Just 1 year. But God has been faithful. I would always say it. God has been faithful, and we had help. We had help. I will not hide it. We had help. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my subsequent ones. Stay blessed. Bye.